Hashtag drive-by.
Hoorah! What's up? 50 years ago, this book was available. Hulk 197. Exactly 50 years. Going to start off where we left off on part 2. Hulk and Man-Thing. We've got these beautiful white pages I'm going to show you later in the video. So stick around. This is what we get out from each page. Is about that much of that rinsate. Beautiful. Amazing. Welcome back. Second video of the Hulk and Man-Thing. 50-year-old book. And I'm going to wash these wraps and take it apart with my capable tool here from Immaculate Comics. What I got down from documentation, that first wrap is real dark. That happened from the book being stacked from, moisture and whatnot, because remember, we have water stains and all that, and a little bit of ink bleed through the page. So exactly, the outer wrap always has more contaminants in it, but this one has water stains, so I think I'm going to just take it all apart. That's what I documented, so we're going to do it. We work from outer wrap from in, and I'm going to show you the process necessary, what to take as you do this. I'm going to show you about hydrophobicity, why it's important to use warm water. I'm going to teach you all about that on this wrap and on this book, and get this nasty little water stain out and see this ink bleed coming through. I'm going to get rid of that too on the cover, so I will be doing the cover on this. So hopefully you'll stick around to this whole 24-minute video, because it's going to be a great time. I mean, ink bleed is there forever, but I'm going to stop it so it will not keep continuing, if you know what I mean. I'm going to make it definite at its location, and hopefully it doesn't spread anymore. We get the contaminants out of it and everything. It's going to be a great process. I'm pulling that staple out. Excelsior is the language that he speaks. Man-Thing does. Time warping, swamp changing. It's gonna be fun. Put my staples exactly as they come out, exactly on the tape. So up is up, down is down. Yes, it makes a big difference where the staples go and how I put them on the tape here, because when it's done, it'll go back right where it was from the factory. Exactly. As you see here, we got it separated, and it's going to go right in a Mylar, nice and protected, because we're going to do that at the end with the methicellulose wash, Ecolus. You'll see. So after these comic pages, basically newspaper page, 150-ish around there for calcium hydroxide water, 18 gauge needle, about 3 drops of the Triton X100. 18 gauge needle, a drop is good for every 100 to 200 milliliters per water. Now we're going to warm up this water, cook her up hot. Ecolus wash with 3 drops of Triton X100, 150 mil of calcium hydroxide, 450-ish around there for regular water. And it's going to drop in there. It's going to cool down, don't worry. I'll give it another shot with the gun here, and it's going to show you, because my office is about 62, 63 degrees, so temperature drops dramatically, so I got to put all this into effect. See? You're all worried. Not bad for the first dunk, huh?
Want that money, Lebowski?
Using the Triton X100 is an important thing to do, is warm water, and it will help the barrier between the Holotext and the paper, because that's when we can get a good caliberry action using the warmth. It's so important. A lot of people don't know that. See, you can see the white in there. You can see that little bit of bubbling. That's because the Triton X100 is working very well. And I'm going to rinse it out, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Get a little bit of rinsing. Now the page is nice and thick because it's soaked. It's got about, 20, 30 milliliters of water in it, and I'm going to pattern it out so I can get that excess rinsate. And there's the first little dump of crap water. Here's the... And it's the same wash again, still on the same page. This is important now because now that the page is like a sponge, it absorbs whatever I give it. And basically what this rinsate we're doing, or making another set of rinsate, is, as I put the beaker in it, is to refill up with cleaner solution without the Triton X100. Kind of do it a unique way of doing this, but it's my way and I like how I do it. First is 5 minutes warm, second is 5 minutes warm, and the third is going to be cold distilled water. This is how I do it on books that look like this anyways for conservation work. Don't you just leave the same rinsate in there? No, there's a reason why I do it this way, is because the pores are going to open back up and it's going to fluctuate with the newer chemical, and we're going to pull more stuff out. See? Because the first wrap is always dirty, way dirtier. And we got to remember we had some good soiling, some good water stains and on that cover, and it came onto that first wrap. It's important that we hit all this. Timer's going. This is the silicified wash with the acid retaining, and this is the final step. This is probably about 3 minutes. Even though I set the timer for 5, I did for 3 minutes. It's going to come out better that way. This is going to cause a catalation fulvus now with the cold water, and this water is distilled. There's a reason for it. This is good old conservation. You want to have to do it this way because it do a more metamorphic where the water will be resisted by the page. That's why we kind of do a slow process of dampage and getting into it more and more. That's why the Surfactant works well with warm water, and my last wash I always use cold water. It does a better paper matrix, and for the future catalyze and hydrolysis, it's a better. At this point we're on the second wrap and first wash. Paper matrix is working well, and you're going to see me make a mistake with the Polytex here. Watch very carefully with the timer on. Here we go. For sure I was going to rip the paper.
Just one finger.
You can see right here I've hooked it on something, and I don't know, it went under and it slipped and fell behind, or I struggled with it and I was like, uh-oh. So always keep in mind to stay calm, and I'm not going this fast. This is fast forwarding. I do not work this fast. I don't think anybody does, but you get to see me fix my mistake, which is really, 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 really dangerous, and you gotta be really careful because, you know, as Rick Morgan says, what paper is weak paper, and that is very, very true. But closer analyzing, it was just the Polytex. It just got hooked under and rolled on. There's nothing jagged on my box here. My photo box is perfectly fine. It was just me not paying attention. And there was the rinsate from the second wrap, first wash. And now I believe this is got my timer going. This is the second wash for the second wrap. Or excuse me, it's my third wash on the second wrap. So therefore it's going to be a cooler, remember I'm using distilled water to flush out any excess chemicals from the tap water, all that. I'm using distilled water. I always do that on the last wash. I think I learned that from Jerry the Jitterbug, watching him. You can learn a lot from him. He's a pretty cool guy. The final steps, how did these pages turn out? Let's take a look. Because they were in there, they got a minute and a half of pressing at 167 degrees, and then they were left in sheets of the Bristol paper 11 by 17 overnight. And wow, that's really good. It's important that they all come out same color, same tone, because now we got that acid and we got that tanning out. This is going to be great. Hopefully they all match the first wrap to the end. Looking good, but leave that alkaline reserve in it too. That's the whole point of this. Improve our book, but obviously can live another 100 years. They come on off real nice because I kind of moved the paper around a little bit, you know, kind of it cracks them a little bit. loosens them up, you know, have a little fun with that. And then I have this little nylon kind of plastic spatula that I used. I used it on a few of them already off camera, obviously to save time because I don't want to make a 45-minute video. And they're all so far the same. They're all about the same. But remember now, when the first wrap that we use has more chemicals, it's been used more, and it's more saturation going on. And yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit more of this problem, but it's not a problem. It'll come undone. It's just be careful. It shouldn't rip. I haven't had a rip yet by doing this, but this is our first wrap, if you can tell the difference at all. So it's going to be a pain in the butt, and that's what it's going to do. And that's okay. The other ones were like this too, but they were a little bit easier on me. They took it easy on me. What happened is not a bad thing here. This is how they all were. I just want to give you a demonstration what I've been doing per page. There's 13 of them, so all 36 pages got wash. Yes. You watched how the first 2 are done, and then the rest of the pages got about 10 minutes washes. Two 4-minute or 5-minute washes without Triton X100, of course. And look at that. So shiny. And I'm going to make sure I'll put them back together correctly here. That's what I'm going to start doing now. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to repeat my method here. And I should show picture examples again here. The first wash is around 150 of calcium hydroxide, about 4 to 450 milliliters of the regular water. Doesn't matter what kind of water, as long as it's like tap or distilled or well water is even better. And then your next wash is the same type, same thing, without the Triton X. And then the second wash, basically the same 3-way wash I did. The last one I used distilled water, so I can have all that excess rinsate come out. Even if there's chlorine in the water, just happens to be, then that goes out with it. It's a little safety thing I've learned. And it saves you money if you do it that way. Anyways, I'll give you a little preview of before. Looks great. It's an even color on the before and after. I got it to an even color now. These books from the 70s and early 80s, there's no such thing as white pages. This is as white as it gets. So basically what I'm saying, make a mental note and just don't overwash them because you're never going to get it clean. Anyways, they're going to go right back into the oven. I'm going to get them pressed probably for another 5 minutes. It'll be good. They're still a little damp and they're going to need it. They're different sizes. I can feel it. So Bristol paper, sheets of paper in between, and they're going right back in the box. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're going to go on the cover and check that out.